Allow me the honor of introducing your next governor, John Dutton, and U.S. Senator Linnell Perry.
Well, the open bar was my daughter's idea. You can see it worked. We have a lot of work to do and a lot of work to undo. The question we all have to answer, the one that I will look to every day, is what will Montana look like in 100 years? Much of that is dictated by the way the world sees us today. Right now, we are seen as the rich man's plaything. We are New York's novelty and California's toy. Not anymore. You've elected me to be a steward of this state, of its land and its people, and that's exactly what I will be. You know, environmentalists, they just love to debate what's Montana's most valuable resource. Is it the water? Is it the wolves? Is it the trees? The answer is actually pretty simple. It's you. The farmers and ranchers who live with the land, not on it. Protecting you now is how Montana still looks like Montana, when none of us here tonight are here to see it. Thank you.
You want a whiskey, Daddy?
One up.
Can I get one of those?
Go fuck yourself.
Make your brother a whiskey.
I will not.
Here. Here. Make me another one.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
You should think twice about canceling the airport funding.
I've thought plenty about it.
Well, it's $5 million a year to the ranch for a ranch that loses 3. Do the math.
You know, there's other revenue streams for the ranch, Jamie.
Oh, name one.
Well, I'm getting $1.5 for the party.
Oh, you're charging the state $1 million for his inauguration party.
Actually, I'm charging his campaign.
Oh, is that it? Well, that's worse, Beth. Can't benefit from campaign funding. That's how he gets impeached on his first day in office.
He's not benefiting from it, Jamie. A Utah LLC is benefiting from it.
We're all going to prison.
You know, it is the 8th wonder of the world. You aren't already there.
Will you two just shut the fuck up and let me enjoy the last hour of quiet I'm gonna experience in the next 4 years? This is all your fault. This was never supposed to be me. It was supposed to be you.
Could have been me. It should have been me.
No.
I could have won.
Oh, of that I have no doubt, but then what? You know, it's breaking my wife's heart to look down and see what a mess I have made of this family. What an embarrassment we are, the sacrifice it took to give us a home. I'll tell you what. Sacrifice is exactly what we're gonna do. It's what you're gonna do, Jamie. You're gonna sacrifice your ambition. You're gonna sacrifice your fear, your weak, self-loathing heart. You're gonna kill all that. You're gonna get strong, and no matter how it scares you, or how much you disagree, you're gonna do exactly what the fuck I tell you for the next 4 years. Exactly. Make no mistake, I love Montana, but I'm doing this for our ranch. We measure every decision against what is good for the ranch. The ranch comes first, you understand me?
I understand.
Always, Daddy.
Freedom. Been thinking a lot about that lately. The word, what it means. The dictionary thinks that it means the power or right to think, speak, or act as one wants without hindrance or restraint. As governor of this state, I'm sworn to protect that right. Building a city in the middle of our most pristine wilderness strips you of that freedom. It eliminates your freedom to breathe clean air and drink clean water. It strains the ability of our schools, our hospitals, and our police. That requires an increase in our taxes, which in turn strains our families, forcing you to decide if you can even afford to live in a place that you call home. That's not progress in my mind. That's an invasion. And the invasion is over. Today, I'm signing an executive order that ceases all state funding for the Paradise Valley Development Project, the Airport Development Project, and the Paradise Valley Ski Resort. All state permits are revoked. Thank you for your time today. Enjoy the rest of it. They're right behind you.
John, what the hell was that press conference? Governor Perry and your son pushed this thing down our throat, and now you shut it down?
Well, you really want 30,000 people from the Bay Area running up and down Highway 89, Ronnie, putting up a Starbucks where your fly shop is?
We're well past want, John. Do you understand the tax revenue that you just took from this county? The hotel tax alone is $100 million, not to mention the airport tax, the car rental tax.
Where are you going to spend all that money, Kyle? You're going to have to double the size of the sheriff's department, emergency services.
Where do you treat the sewage 6,000 homes create? Is there a treatment plant in the valley that I don't know about?
I'll increase your tax revenue without adding one structure to this valley, all right? Without one new road.
Doubling property tax on non-residents?
It'll never work. They'll just become residents.
No, they won't. If they could have become residents, they would have by now. Hey, New York and California, they do not give up 16% that easy.
You didn't need our permission to issue an executive order, but you do need something.
Deny the request to rezone. Without the state's support, there's no reason to give it.
A lot of people in this valley support that airport, John.
A lot of people from out of state support it. People with no vote.
They may not have a vote, but they have money. And they give it to the people who support their agendas.
Take a drive down Main Street in Bozeman, Kyle. That's what they'll do to this place. And worse.
Our terms are up in 2 years, John. This wound will still be fresh in 2 years.
Hell, the state will still be in litigation in 2 years.
There will be no litigation, Ronnie. And you'll both still be in office. When was the last time a governor gave you his word?
Never.
We have mine.
Andy will vote to approve, no matter what we do.
And that's why Andy's not sitting here. I only need 2 votes. Do I have them? Once you deny their rezoning request, I'm revoking their lease on our land. I'm placing a ranch in a conservation easement. There'll be nothing to litigate.
You should have just told me that from the beginning. We'll issue the denial tomorrow.
Dad, if you put the land in a conservation easement, we have no moves. We can't sell off a piece to cover losses or taxes. We can't ever develop it, and neither can anyone else.
Exactly.
No, Dad, we could lose the whole thing.
But it'll be whole, honey. It'll be whole. And that matters more than any name on a deed. We'll worry about who runs things when that's a worry. You're up early.
Shrewd observers, the men in my family. Yes, I am up early.
Why are you up so early, honey?
Keeping my promise to you. Why are you up so early?
Reflecting. I can't reflect at the end of the day. Evenings are for forgetting, but in the morning, I can remember.
Remember what?
There's some memories fathers shouldn't share with their children.
I think we're way past that, don't you, Dad? I think I've told you about everything. Oh, I told you about my first threesome.
You what?
Didn't I? I thought I... Never mind. You want some more coffee?
God damn, Beth.
Well, I'm not the one sitting on a porch thinking about things that I can't tell my kids.
Let's think about your mother.
What about her?
She was a magnificent woman. I wish she could have lived long enough for you to recognize that, to know it. Know how much she loved you.
That's not what you were thinking.
That's what I'm thinking about now.
I'm late. You know, Dad, you can love a memory all you want, but it can't love you back. Find someone that you can love while you're still young enough to do it. You know, her memory is not going anywhere.
You have the Montana Educators Luncheon at noon.
Cancel it.
Governor, I think that sends the wrong message.
All right. Who exactly attends the Montana Educators Luncheon?
Everyone. Senator Perry will be there, legislators, school superintendents, president of Montana State.
Well, why do they call it the Educators Luncheon if there's no educators there? It's Thursday, Clara. All the educators are in school. Tell you what, when the Educators Luncheon is about teachers, I'll go. Who are they?
It's a policy advisors meeting.
Policy advisors for who?
For you.
How can my policy advisors have a meeting about policies without me? You're in my seat. So what policies are we discussing today? Nobody? Well, let's see. In accordance with the U.S. Green Initiative, Montana is leasing 7,000 acres in Powder River County to Sun Energies. What is Sun Energies?
It's a solar farm company.
And you are?
Stanley Roberts.
And you are?
Your chief policy advisor, Mr. Governor.
Well, nice to fucking meet you.
I tried to schedule a lunch, but she said you aren't taking lunches.
Where's your office, Stanley?
Just right down the hall.
You know what, so's mine. Ever dawn on it just to come by and say howdy?
My mistake.
I'd say. Well, let's see what other policies I'm proposing. Suspend natural gas leases on state land in Powder River County to support the sage-grouse restoration project.
There's been a precipitous drop in sage-grouse numbers, and there's empirical evidence that gas exploration and extraction have a negative impact on the sage-grouse environment.
And What effect do you think 7,000 acres of solar panels are going to have on their environment?
There's no evidence that solar panels would have any impact on the sage-grouse
What do they
environment.
do with the sagebrush when they put in the solar panels?
They would clear it before putting in the solar
They
panels.
remove the sagebrush.
Yes, sir.
Sage-grouse live in the sagebrush.
They do.
And you don't think removing the sagebrush is going to have an effect on the population?
I just said there's no
You know what
evidence.
scares me about you, Stanley? You're serious. You're looking at me and you're not joking. I think tops of my agenda today is going to be budget discipline. You're all fired. I'm very mindful of our taxpayers' money and you're all wasting it. I'll advise myself on policy, Claire. How much money did we just save?
I would say roughly $1.6 million in salary and benefits, if you're serious.
Oh, I'm pretty serious. Look at that. What a great day for the state of Montana. Where to next? I know how you feel. I wished I didn't, but I do. I buried a son right over there.
I remember.
Blaming yourself, aren't you? Yeah. I did that too. Still do some days. I'll tell you something I never told anybody. I had a brother for about 18 hours. His name was Peter. He was born early. His little heart wasn't strong enough. Not much they could do back in those days. And, not a lot they can do now. So they just gave him back to my mother. Doctors hoped and we prayed and neither worked. And it changed my mother and hardened her. She never tried to have children again. Years later, I was grown and Lee had just been born. Both my parents are looking at him, taking turns holding him. And my father got white as a ghost, looked at my mother and said, "Peter lived a perfect life. All he saw of this planet was you, and all he knew was you loved him. That boy lived a perfect life, Monica. We're the only ones who know it was brief. All he knew was you, that you loved him."
Thank you.
You want to come tomorrow?
Do I want to sit on the back of an animal you broke into submission? To gather animals you plan to harass and imprison before you mutilate their bodies? No, I think I'll stay here.
Summer, you are so full of shit. You know, the first thing that happened to you when you were born? A complete stranger took a pair of scissors, cut away that part of your body that'd been feeding you for 9 months. Then that stranger handed you over to another stranger who held you upside down and slapped you on the back and on the bottom until you screamed, and then placed you on a steel scale and immobilized you in a blanket before handing you back to your mother. And if you're a boy, later that day, another stranger comes along, takes you away, runs all sorts of tests on you before cutting off the foreskin of your penis. Never mind that all those things were done to save and improve your life. See my point?
Not really.
Not really? Well, I guess that's why I'm governor. And you're under house arrest.
Do you get cell service out there?
God, I hope not.
Well, you should probably take a satellite phone.
Can you Can you ride?
I can ride.
You carry the satellite.
Took the liberty, sir. Hope you don't mind. I need it.
You're doing what I came out here to do. Pour me one, would you? My daughter. I commend you, Rip. Must take a lot of courage to sleep next to that woman.
You know the old saying, don't go to sleep mad? No, that's never true in my marriage.
I guess not. You know, the first Duttons to settle this valley fighting was all they knew. It's how they got here, how they kept the land once they did. But today it seems like it's a liability. Cowards rule the world these days, Rep. With coward rules and coward customs. To succeed today, all you gotta know is how to blame and how to complain. I truly believe it's a survival of the unfittest these days. You know, I always thought Beth would calm down as she got older. But every year it seems like she gets wilder. I've never seen anything like it. What it must feel like to be that free. You know, I got one child I miss. One child I pity. One I regret. But that girl, that child I envy. I'll see you in the kitchen about 4.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Come on, you old bastard. Well, Emmett, I couldn't have dreamed up a better death if you paid me. You sure earned it, old friend. We're gonna need that satellite phone after all.
Oh my God.
Yeah, life ends, that's part of it. His ended good. So I refuse to be sad about it. You should too.
Right.
Get him going, we'll catch up.
What happened, sir?
He didn't wake up, he just died on the trail. Like every cowboy dreams it.
Hey, guys, get this. Go, turn around. Go. Something's going on here.
like the cowboy should. Head resting against the saddle, staring at the stars. His eyes closed. He didn't open them.
You don't like the band? The band?
Oh, it's good. Just,
You look sad.
you know, I look at all these people. It's just dying. It's already dead where you're from. And now all the people where you're from are coming out here, and I can't stop it.
Have you tried?
Well, that's why I became governor.
You ran for governor to stop an airport in a subdivision, and you did that in one day. What I never understood about you guys is all you do is bitch about how much people moving to rural America ruin it, change the culture. But I've lived all over the Mountain West. Gunnison, Santa Fe, Jackson Hole, Telluride. And not once, never once, did my neighbor bring me to a branding or the fair or the harvest or whatever community ritual is happening. They just glared at my hiking shorts and my license plate and judged me. Same way I judged you. Don't get me wrong, I'm not ordering a steak for dinner anytime soon. But I understand now. I understand why you brand and why you vaccinate and why you move them from one pasture to another. 12 million tourists a year come to Montana from cities. You might want to think about inviting a few of them over so they understand who you really are and what you really do. Because they have you pegged as a bunch of misogynist bigots who are ruining the environment. And that is not who you are.
You're a smart woman, Summer. Very, very, very smart woman.
I'm a smart person.
Well, women are smarter than men to begin with, so I'm just judging you against your peers.
Thanks for kidnapping me. I'm really enjoying it.
I did not kidnap you. I commuted your sentence to house arrest.
At your house.
I guess in the narrowest of legal interpretations, maybe you're right.
Thanks for doing it. As your press advisor, I suggest you postpone that look.
You're my environmental advisor. My press advisor's behind me, making out.
You have no intention of running for a second term, do you?
Absolutely zero.
What is it about sad songs and cowboys?
I don't care what they think.
You made that abundantly clear.
Well, there's no one in front of us. Very few to my right. And everyone to my left is with me.
That just leaves the 1,500 behind us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I think you're gonna like this trick.